Hi friends, I'm Katie Brinkley and you're listening to Rocky Mountain Marketing. With nearly 2 decades helping business owners, consultants, and coaches with their digital marketing, I know that social media can be an incredible tool to grow your business when you know how to do it the right way. And that's what we're going to do today. I teach you how to navigate the world of entrepreneurship and digital marketing, and hopefully you'll grow your business with a few great tips you wouldn't have known otherwise, and maybe even discover a great local business you love. Let's dive into today's episode. Welcome back to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. I know that when I talk to a lot of business owners, I've actually had the opportunity to go to a lot of networking events in 2022. It is great to be back out there talking in real life with people, not just sitting in front of a Zoom screen, having the opportunity to go out there and talk to people, hear what they're working on, see what they do, and learn more about them. And it's always an interesting conversation when I tell people what I do. I'm a social media strategist. I have a social media agency and, we offer done for you social media. And I also offer train the teams. And a lot of people are in 2 different camps, and you can quickly tell which camp somebody is in probably about like the 3rd word that I get out there when I start saying, oh, well, I do social media strategy. You either see the people that are like, social media, I use that. That's cool. I understand it. It's part of marketing now. And then there's the other set of people that are like, yeah, okay, you're like one of those influencers thing. No, that is not true. And I think that there is a big misconception about how to show up on social media for your business these days. And so that's actually how I wanted to start today's podcast is which social media platforms should your business be on? And as we're going through all of our business growth, it sometimes can seem like, well, wouldn't I want to be on all of them? Shouldn't I be? If my audience is there, they could be there. If I'm not posting to Twitter, I could potentially miss out on a lead. And that's what we're going to get into today for today's episode. But I actually just recently, so I also do social media audits, and I just completed an audit for a client, and they were in the camp of social media doesn't work for me. I have a social media account. I've got tens of thousands of followers. I don't get a single lead from it. What am I doing wrong? So that's actually where I came in. I did an audit of their account for them and was looking at a lot of the metrics, what they've been doing, how often they're posting, what platforms they're posting to. And on paper, it does look like they are doing all the right things. Yes, they're on social media, but they're on all the social medias. They have a YouTube, they have a Facebook group, a Facebook page, a Facebook business page, an Instagram business page. They have all the things. However, that right there to me tells me, well, of course it's not going to be working for them because they're just trying to talk to everybody. And it can be really confusing as a business owner. Like, well, which social media platforms is best for my business? And really, if you're a business owner and you're trying to use social media as that marketing tool, you should be very dialed into 2 platforms. Maybe 3. I know that is against a lot of what you might be thinking because, well, wait a second, there's all these platforms out there. Why would I want to miss out on an opportunity? And I think that is one of the biggest misconceptions is that you don't actually need to be on every single platform. And it's one of the most common complaints that I hear from my clients, not just my clients at these networking events, is that they don't have time to keep up with social media because now there's the misconception of, oh, well, if you want to have a successful social media, then you need to be posting 3 times a day. You should be on all the platforms, do all the things. It becomes a full-time job. And this is where I work in social media, but I'm a business owner first. And I get it. I understand there's a lot of other things to do. I don't even want to talk about getting into the inbox and trying to keep up with my inbox. There's paying contractors, there's paying employees, there's doing the strategy for my current clients, there's doing sales. There's a lot of things that go into my social media business. Now, showing up on social media as a business owner with a strategy versus showing up on social media as a content creator are 2 very different things. So if you're showing up on Instagram and you're posting 5 times a week, maybe, or 6 times a week, doing all reels and showing up in stories every single day with 5, doing all that, your goal is going to be very different because you're typically looking for brand deals. You're looking for followers. And folks, I hate to break it to you, but followers do not equal leads. As much as I would like to say that the 100,000 followers that I have over on Clubhouse has $10 into my bank account, that'd be amazing. And it's not true. Out of all those followers, the ones that are actually leads have signed up on my email list. They followed me over on another social platform. And I have to continue to show up for them and for those people on my other platforms on a regular basis. So I don't want people to get confused and start thinking, oh, well, if I want to have a lot of, so I don't want you to be confused and be thinking that, okay, well, I only have 1,000 followers. I only have 500 followers. Obviously I'm doing something wrong. If you get a ton of followers overnight, meaning you've gone viral with something, that viral post or viral video has got to be so on point with what your business does and who you serve. Because if all those people follow a viral video, follow you because you had a viral video, you have got your work cut out for you, because now you're going to get a ton of unfollows. But I digress. So follows don't equal leads. But I know that not everyone thinks that social media works for them. So let's back up just a little bit, because I know a lot of people that I've been speaking with are like, oh, well, it's social media. It doesn't work for me. So, and this is where you need to be on social media, because having a strong social media presence also builds your brand awareness. It keeps your audience up to date and informed. So while you might not necessarily know that these people are following you, they could be checking you out after seeing your website. So let's say someone's gone to your website, they're checking you out, seeing like, okay, well, this is kind of cool. I want to see what they're doing on Facebook. What's their company culture like? How are they showing up? Does the owner of the company show up over here on Facebook? And the benefits of good social media marketing really are endless. It's one of the most powerful ways that you can engage with your ideal clients, with your ideal customers, and you have the ability to directly affect their decision-making, buying process. And it all happens from social media. But the relationships that you can build on social media with these followers. So, I mean, like I said before, if you're showing up, if someone shows up to your website and they want to go check out your Instagram, social media gives you the chance to connect with, network with, and actually engage with your people, with your clients, your customers. You can get the information and the feedback back directly from them. You can build that know, like, and trust factor at lightning speed, just by showing up and showing that, hey, I'm a business, but I'm a real person. It also allows you to open up a whole new world for new customers, utilizing the right social media strategy with hashtags, the way that you're writing your captions. There's a whole new world of customers that are on social media that could stumble across your content if you've posted it correctly. And they could be like, oh, I'd never even heard about this company. I want to do business with them. And then last but not least, of course, your identity. What is your company? What makes you different from all the other businesses that are out there? What is your message? What's your story? What is it that you do that's different from everybody else? Once you have that in place, and once you know who it is that you're talking to, it makes people want to do business with you. People that you might have never even had the opportunity to come across. And it's all because of the way that you show up on social media. So you need to have social media in your business plan, because it is one of the most powerful ways to expand your audience, build that know, like, and trust, engage with your customers, and you have the opportunity to directly affect their decision-making process. Now, so hopefully I've been able to convince you to give the socials another shot. If you're in the camp of, hey, it doesn't work for me. If you already are on social media and you're saying, okay, I get it. I'm on it. It's okay. I have some followers. I have like 1,000 followers, Katie. I get maybe 12 to 25 likes per post. Okay, cool. Now we need to figure out your strategy. And I think that the strategy is one of my most favorite things to do for my clients and customers, because everybody's strategy is different. It's probably why I still haven't created a course. It's been on my goal list for the past 3 years to create a course. And every single time I sit down to do it, I have to back up and be like, I don't know, it's not cookie cutter. Everyone is different. So someday, my friends, I will figure out how to put a course out there for you. In the meantime, I don't have a course because everyone's strategy is different. Everyone's social media platforms that they need to be on is going to be different based on who your ideal client is. How comfortable are you on video? That's a huge part of social media is video these days. But if you don't want to do video, I hate to break it to you, TikTok is not going to be where you're going to find new clients and customers. Yes, there's a lot of people on it. Yes, you have an opportunity to go viral over there. But if you don't want to do video, you're not going to have much luck. So you have to have a strategy in place for your business. And you can sit down and write out these next 5 things. So if you're sitting in the car, do some mental notes. If you're sitting at your desk listening or sitting in the carpool lane, open up the notes app. But number 1 on the list is, do you know who your target audience is? It might sound silly. Trust me, I get it. And this is one of the mistakes that I made when I was first getting started was, anyone that needs social media is my target audience. No, that is not my target audience. Can I help just about anyone with their social media? Yes. However, who do I have the best results with? Who do I enjoy working with the most? I mean, there's so many other factors that go into play. So really think about who it is that you're talking to. Up next, I want to make sure that you have your marketing goals clearly identified. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, all of them, they all have different ways of posting on it and showing up on it. You have to make sure that you know what your marketing goals are. If you're in the middle of a launch, if you're getting ready to launch a new product, or if you're getting ready to promote a big sale, a big holiday sale, you want to make sure that you have your marketing goals identified. So if you're in launch mode, you're going to want to make sure that you're showing up an awful lot on whatever social media platform that your target audience is on, and that you are telling people how to work with you. Now, we shouldn't always be showing up on social media selling. Nobody wants to be sold to all the time. I mean, I don't just go downstairs and turn on the TV and throw on, an infomercial on Sunday mornings. That sounds terrible. But if that's what you're doing with your social media, as just showing up and always selling, yeah, you'll probably be able to get some sales, but you're also going to have a lot of people that are not going to want to follow you because they're okay, but they're selling to me all the time. Got it. I know how to buy from you. So make sure that your marketing goals are clearly identified. I like using social media as that awareness. If anybody wants to find out about what I do, see what I'm up to, see what I've done, see, what my values are for my business, all they have to do is go to my Instagram page or my LinkedIn page. And so this is where have your marketing goals clearly identified so that you know how you can show up each and every time, and you're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Number 3 on the list is how much time and energy can you realistically commit to social media? Do you have the time to do it, or do you need to outsource? Now, I think you can have a very successful social media strategy with as little as 1 hour a week. So 4 hours a month. Now, whether or not it's you that's doing it or somebody on your team, you can have a very successful social media strategy when you know how to post the best way. Now, okay, so what do I mean? If I want to post on Instagram, there's 5 different ways to post. And you do need to make sure that you're showing up the best way for your audience to consume your content on that specific platform. You can't put a link in the caption on Instagram, but you can put a link in the caption on LinkedIn. So if you're trying to tell people to go click a link, probably need to repurpose it on how you're showing up on Instagram, how you're presenting what it is that you're telling people to do. So when you know how to do this, you spend less time, again, throwing the spaghetti at the wall, and you have the time to sit down, craft the content effectively for that specific social media platform, and push it out there into the world. I also think that, with having a strong social media strategy, you can so I offer, like I said before, train the team sessions where we sit down and really effectively draw out how you're going to show up the whole month. We don't write the posts for the whole month, but we know what's coming. And that's one of the biggest things is, okay, well, I know one of my clients, my Done For You clients, she and I sat down yesterday and I said, okay, so we're going to do reels on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are your reels day. You can batch some of them now if you want to, but, just keep in mind, Wednesdays are your reels days. And now that she knows that, she can go into her Tuesday, and if she's in Instagram for a bit, hanging out, having fun, using it just for, the social aspect, not actually working, and she finds an audio that she likes, she can save it and be like, oh, this is a good audio I want to use tomorrow with my reel. So when you know what you're doing, when you have that strategy in place, it really is more time effective for you as a business owner. Or you can always outsource. And as always, feel free to get in touch with me or my team if you're looking to outsource your social media. So number 4 on the list, what content do you already have available that you can use and repurpose? So this podcast right here that you're listening to, coming straight to your ear holes. This podcast, I also repurpose over on YouTube. So if you haven't tuned into YouTube yet, you can see me actually talking and with my guests. And Jeff C is a great, if you're going to go back and check out the YouTube with Jeff, because I do talk about his beard in that episode. But YouTube, I'm recording this podcast and I'm also creating video content. This video content that I'm going to also publish to YouTube, I'm going to be able to clip down into Instagram Reels. I'm going to be able to clip down for stories. I can clip them down for YouTube Shorts. I can take this podcast and I can transcribe it as a blog. I can take this blog and take the 5 things I'm talking about right now and turn them into a carousel post. So from this one podcast, I'm going to have an abundance of content that I can repurpose and reshare on the different social media platforms, the best way that those social media platforms accept content. And last but not least, you're going to want to sit down and research your industry and your competition. I notice I said research. I didn't say copy, but you should look at the other people that are in your industry. See what they're doing. See what's working. See what doesn't work. I have a good friend and she's killing it with Reels. And I also have somebody else that I follow. They're killing it with carousel posts. So for me, I look to see, okay, so this is when they're publishing their Reels. This is when they're publishing their carousel posts. This is the type of content that they're sharing in their Reels versus their carousel posts. So look to see what other people are doing, what's working for them. If I go to her Reels and I see like this one Reel had 400,000 views and this one had 4,000, what was the difference between those 2 Reels? What happened? Was it the way that she showed up? Was it the way that she presented the information? Was it, more of a comedy? Like what happened? What time did she post? What hashtags were used? All that takes a little bit of time. But again, with 1 hour a week, if you sit down for 1 hour, take a look and spend some time on social media, researching your industry and your competition, see what they're doing and what's working, write it down. And that way you're not, again, throwing spaghetti at the wall. The spaghetti at the wall method, everyone, needs to just be done. It does not work. Now, let's talk about where to show up. Okay, so you know now how to kind of have this strategy. You know who you're talking to. Where the heck should you show up? I mentioned earlier that you should only be posting on 2 or 3 platforms. Which ones? Which ones, Katie? Tell me. How do you find out which channels you should actually be posting and which ones you should be using on a regular basis? Focus on the big ones. So Facebook, the OG. This is always a good idea because so many people use Facebook. Now, with Facebook, there's a number of ways to show up. There's the Facebook page, there's the Facebook group, and there's the Facebook business page. I hate to break it to all of you. The Facebook business page is necessary when you are a business. However, don't expect much out of it. The reason I say that is because at the time of this recording, let's say you have 1,000 people that follow your Facebook business page. Facebook organically is only going to show that content to between 1 and 3% of your 1,000 followers. And I'm not saying like expect 1 to 3% to engage with it. I'm saying that Facebook is only going to show it to between 1 and 3%. And you might say, well, Katie, that sounds terrible. Why would I even want to post on Facebook then? Well, the reason is because Facebook is one of the most crawled websites on Google. So if you're posting content to Facebook on your Facebook business page regularly, fresh new content about what it is that you do, who you serve, what you offer, Google's going to see that, and they could potentially show your Facebook feed to somebody that's searching what you're talking about on Google. So Facebook is always a good idea. Instagram. Actually, wait, I'm going to back up into Facebook a little bit more. So if you say like, okay, well, Facebook business page, all right, I'll take it with a grain of salt. There's also the Facebook personal page. Now with the Facebook personal page, you have your friends, and people that you've connected with. My aunt, is on there, and I connected with like some bunch of my friends from high school and some friends from elementary school. They're all on my Facebook feed, my Facebook friends list. Facebook recently in 2022, they rolled out the digital creator option. Now, as a digital creator on Facebook, you have the opportunity to share more content. You have more website links in your about section. You get insights and data. So I recently shared a post that I was top 113 marketers. I shared that post to my personal Facebook page, which is created as a digital creator account. And I was able to see that post reached almost every single one of my followers and some people that didn't follow me. So if you're interested in the data, the analytics, seeing what's working and what's not, I highly recommend that you switch your account over to a digital creator account. You will get more reach. You'll be able to share stuff about your business. And this is, again, very strategy. If with Facebook, let me know. I'm happy to hop on a strategy call with you. I'll include the link to my calendar in the show notes here. But having these different ways of showing up on each platform, and now with the Facebook digital creator option, you do have the option to reach even more people on one of the OG social media networks. Up next is Instagram. Instagram, I think, is still one of the best places to be found organically. So if you have content to share, reels, photos, you feel comfortable with Canva, creating maybe some carousel posts. Those are the swipeable images. Instagram is a great place to show up, especially if you are creating video. Instagram is throwing out videos to the masses because they want more people on their platform instead of over on TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, you can get a lot of bang for your buck over on the TikTok, meaning you can reach a ton of people without a huge amount of effort. So seeing what's trending on TikTok and using those trending audios or trending videos and making them your own, and implementing it for your business. Now, the thing with TikTok, though, you have to be committed to showing up on video more often than any other platform. You have to be willing to show up on video, I would say daily. And if you're saying, okay, that doesn't sound like me, well, then let's head back on over to Instagram, because you can still share videos. You can still share those carousel posts. You can still share your beautiful pictures. And it's still that visual first platform, whether it's video, pictures, carousels, is visual first. And I think that Instagram is a great way to be found organically, again, when you have the strategy in place. Up next is going to be LinkedIn. So people come to LinkedIn to talk business. So if you're looking to build your network, get new clients, or have discussions about your industry, LinkedIn is where it's at. Now, I mentioned previously that, and you can also on LinkedIn, you can't show up on video. They have LinkedIn live audio rooms. They have a lot of different ways to show up on LinkedIn. But really, LinkedIn is conversations. How can you show up and start a conversation? I recently posted a poll. I try and do one poll on my LinkedIn a week. And those polls are great because there I get to, now I can ask people like, hey, do you use LinkedIn on the weekends? And the response actually shocked me, but I had over 100 people vote in that poll. From that, I could then take that information, that data, and repurpose it into a blog. I could turn it into a podcast. Hey, did you guys know that 80% of people still use LinkedIn on the weekend? That shocks me, and now I have content to share. So LinkedIn is a great place to talk business. If you're looking to build your network, get new clients, I feel like it's one of those platforms that is really underutilized and kind of has a bad rap because people think it's just for sharing your resume. And there is a little bit of a bot problem on the DMs over on LinkedIn too, but hopefully they'll get that cleaned up. I feel like the bots are everywhere on social media, to be honest. All right. Speaking of bots, let's talk Twitter. This one is super easy to use. There's a lot of people that are going back and forth as to where Twitter is, if Twitter is even going to be around a year from now. The thing about Twitter is this. Think of it as breaking news. If you have relevant content to share, if you want to give up-to-date information or access to you, or if you're interested in Web3, NFTs, crypto. That's really what Twitter has turned into. So if your business does not fall into one of those categories, you can probably take Twitter off of the list. And last but not least, YouTube. I mentioned earlier that I take this podcast and I publish it over on YouTube. And using YouTube, YouTube is, I have it in here as social media, but it's really a search engine. Google owns YouTube. And so if you want to be found more, uploading some videos every week is going to help you be found more when people are Googling anything, whether it's how come my plant keeps dying. If you are a botanist and if you have a tire shop and you create a post saying, or create a video saying how to change a flat tire, if someone Googles how to flat tire, the option of having your video showing somebody how to change that flat tire could populate over on Google. And again, if you're willing to show up on video, this is a no-brainer. You having the option of showing up for YouTube. They have YouTube Shorts now. You can do the long form video. So long form video can be anything like what this podcast is, or it can be shorter, just a quick 10-minute video. Don't feel like, I always like to use the mini skirt rule. So short enough to keep things interesting, but long enough to cover everything. So hopefully you have some ideas here on if social media is right for your business, which social media platforms you should be on. And when someone's just starting out and they don't really know, like, okay, well, I have a pretty good audience over on Facebook, but it's mostly women and my target audience is actually men. Well, then let's try shaking things up a bit. Let's try changing up the colors a little bit. Let's try changing the times that you're posting. Let's try just changing the hooks in there so that they're more masculine sounding. All that can happen when you have a successful social media strategy in place. And it can't hurt to do some trial and error. In fact, with all my clients, anyone that's a new client that comes on, we have a 3-month commitment because at the beginning, there is a lot of trial and error. We're trying different times. We're trying different calls to action. We're trying different hashtags. And once you see what's working, what gets the most reach, what gets the most engagement, what drummed up new followers, all of that can help you grow your business and use social media organically, not even talking paid ads. Use social media organically to grow your business. All right, that was a lot for today's episode. I hope that you have an idea in place for which social media platform is going to be best for your business. If you have any questions, always reach out and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. Make sure to subscribe so that you can continue navigating the world of entrepreneurship. And I'd love to hear from you. Please leave the show a review and connect with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram at I am Katie Brinkley or connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you're ready to start making some sales on social media, be sure to grab my free guide to selling in the DMs without being spammy. You can get that at katiebrinkley.com. Let's keep taking your marketing to all new heights.